Okay, so we have groups 1, 2, up to what? 8. Now these groups also have what? Some special names. So group 1, the special name is alkali metals. Then group 2 is what? Alkali earth metals. Then we also have group 7 called halogens, and group 8 is called noble gases. So let's take these groups, then we shall look at certain properties. Okay, so we take the first group, which is group 1, also known as what? Alkali metals. So as we have in the note, for group 1, the elements are lithium, sodium, potassium, and so on. So we take the properties of what? The group 1 elements. And the first property is they all have what? One electron in the outermost shell. Hence, the similarities in their chemical properties. So as we did illustrated on the board, for the group 1 element, they have what? Only one electron in the outermost shell. Now the second property is they have fixed oxidation states. So for the group 1 element, since they have only one electron in their outer shell, their oxidation number is what? +1. Then another property is they are all metals. So all the group 1 elements are metals. Then the next property is they are excellent conductors of electricity and heat, meaning they do allow electricity and heat to pass through them. The next property is they are typically soft and highly reactive. So group 1 elements are also soft and at the same time reactive. The next one, they tarnish easily in air by reacting with water and its other components, such as oxygen. Hence, they are stored under paraffin oil to prevent contact with air. Okay, so when the group 1 element do come into contact with air and water, then they tarnish easily. So to avoid this, they are stored under paraffin oil to prevent them from coming into contact with air and water. The next property we have, they are silver gray in color. They are also malleable and they form univalent ionic and colorless compounds. So these are some properties of the group 1 elements. Better still, the alkali metals. Okay, then we move on to group 2. So group 2 also has special name called alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals. Okay, so examples of such elements, we have beryllium, magnesium, calcium, and so on. Now we come to the properties of the group 2 elements. So the first one is they have 2 electrons in their outermost shell or valence shell. So for the group 2 elements too, they have only 2 electrons on the valence shell. The next property is they are reactive metals, but not as reactive as group 1 metals. So the group 2 elements are also reactive metals, but they are not reactive as compared to the group 1 elements. The another property says they also have fixed oxidation state, which is +2, and so on. So the next group is group 7, also known as halogens. So for the halogens, we have fluorine, chlorine, bromine. So it's fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and so on. So let's take the properties. The properties 1, they are non-metals and insulated. So for the group 7 elements, the group 7 elements are non-metals and insulated, meaning they do not allow heat and light to pass through and so on. Then they are reactive metals. They have 7 electrons in their outermost shell. So for the group 1, the group 7 elements known as the halogens, the first property is they are non-metals and insulated. And the second one is they all have 7 electrons in their outermost shell. And the next one is they are elements which gain 1 electron easily and have oxidation state of -1. So they have 7 electrons in the outermost shell. So that shell, in order for that shell to be full, it must contain 8 electrons. So for them to have the 8 electrons, it means they have to gain 1. And by our understanding, when an atom gains an electron, it becomes a negative charge. So since the oxidation state of -1. Okay, then except fluorine, they have variable oxidation state. So their oxidation states do change except that of what? Fluorine. Then all except unstantine exist as what? Diatomic gaseous molecules. So except unstantine, the rest exist as what? Diatomic molecules. That's why we have fluorine what? Gas, fluorine gas, and so on. Okay.